Hello. Did you hear that? That was the cat. Call and response. This video is about doing difficult things and why I do difficult things. Maybe I should be more specific. But why I do difficult things throughout the day and throughout my life in order to, well, first of all, I love it. I'm used to it, but it's a way of pushing the boundaries of the soul, pushing the boundaries of yourself to see what you're capable of. And it's super important because that process, in this particular video, it can really be about anything, but mainly I'm going to focus on exercise, physical practice, because movement is a big part of my life. And when it comes to that physical process of pushing yourself mentally, pushing yourself physically, where, of course your mind comes into play, that when you have a line, right, you have this imaginary line and you're like, okay, I can't go anymore, right? Like that was too much, or like I'm too tired or whatever. And when you start to break past that line and you start to see that where you thought was your limit was not even close, those moments, I love those moments, because those moments to me, it shows me that I'm greater than I thought I was, right? That I'm capable of more than I thought, that I doubted myself. And of course you get better and better at not doubting yourself and be like, no, I fucking got this. But that's the fun thing, is it never really gets easier, because as long as you're pushing yourself, that line just keeps moving. And it might seem like masochistic or something crazy, but it's just to be in balance. And what I mean by that is we live in a society, a modern society, a modern culture that is so comfortable. We have so many comforts and so many amenities and so much convenience that we've lost touch with a very visceral sort of discomfort. Now, I'm not talking about, we obviously have discomfort. We obviously have batteries dying. We obviously have stress and pain and suffering and the news and horrible things happening in the world and in our daily lives and in losing people, and yes. But what I mean is we become so physically fragile to our environment, which in turn makes us more mentally fragile and spiritually fragile. And there's many ways of doing this, and I think meditation is like kind of at the top of the list. But again, in this particular video, I just want to explore like why physical movement in particular is just so much bang for your buck, honestly. And so that process, like that mindset of, okay, we have been coddled by our life, right? We have the ability to adjust the temperature to the just perfect, just cool enough or just warm enough. And if it gets a little too warm, we can, adjust that. And I can sit on the softest couch and I can watch the best Netflix shows, and I can scroll through social media or watch porn or whatever it is that people do. And we have everything that we want at our fingertips, right? If you want to order something from Amazon, you can get it delivered like the same day in like some places, And that level of entitlement and that level of, press a button and get what you want, right? Press a button and get a video. Lots of bright colors, lots of, high quality production. Unlike this one. But you get what I'm saying. So that, in my belief and in my experience, it's like life has made us so soft, and life made me very soft. And there's nothing wrong with being soft, first of all. Like, believe me, I will have many videos, I'm sure, and especially on my TikTok, I have many conversations talking about the feminine quality and how a lot of men have repressed it or not fully felt it, haven't embraced it, and, learning about surrender and feeling your emotions and crying and being vulnerable. That's all necessary for every single human, including men. But this video is about the divine masculine quality. And it's in that vein, right? And it's just about pushing the boundaries of yourself, right? I made a video recently, and it was about balancing intention and surrender, balancing the yin and the yang, balancing the masculine and the feminine. And this is part of that balance, where I think a lot of people in this, like I said, this modern society, modern culture, it's so easy to be out of balance in the sense that we have become so coddled by our environment that we just aren't capable, right? And I don't just mean, I mean like physically capable, right? Physically strong, like having structural integrity. Imagine if you don't have structural integrity, because everything is a reflection, right? Your physical body, your mental, like your mind and your spirit are all interconnected. So your physical body is a representation of your mind and your soul. Not saying that you have to be some big muscular guy to be like strong mentally or strong spiritually, but there is an element of that truth, right? There is an element that, yeah, there's truth in that. I guess when I said it, I was kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, it's not a one for one type thing. It's not as clear as day, right? But I won't take it back. I mean, yeah, it makes sense on some level, whatever. But this is just totally on the fly, just rambling, as you can tell. But really, we are a physical manifestation of our spirit, and it should be said that, you know, if you aren't happy with your physical body, and maybe you're, you know, succumbing to disease or injury, or, you know, tweaks here and there, it's like maybe there's holes being poked throughout all three, you know, like maybe there's something going on in the non-physical realm, some sort of trauma or some sort of aspect of yourself that you haven't looked at or integrated, that is coming through, and it's coming through in the ways of pain and suffering. And, you know, if you lose your balance because your hips are messed up or your foot's messed up, that might be like, believe me, the universe does work in those metaphorical ways. Well, you're out of balance physically. What do you think that means on a more philosophical level? You know, I believe in that shit. I've noticed it to be true in my life. So, but again, the physical practice, and not just the physical practice alone, but the kind of intention to say, okay, I think I'm here. I think this is all I have. But when you break past that, and you break past that layer of fear or that layer of doubt or that layer of hesitation or that layer of belief, because you believe that you only have this much, and you actually push further, every time you do that, that is a victory. And I do believe that over time, that subconsciously programs yourself to believe more in yourself. So it's just a really practical way. And again, it can be through cold water and sauna, and meditation is like the freaking, in terms of the mental and the spiritual, well, really all three. Again, I keep trying to bring it back that they're all connected. Yes, we get it. It's all connected. But that's really the best for the psyche, and I really think that that's super important. Like, that should be a staple in everyone's routine, is meditation, even if it's only like 5 minutes a day. But the physical practice is so important, because our bodies, like, we have to embrace our nature. You know, that's something that I've learned. Like, it's really good to like Bhagavad Gita, like, work with the tools that you have and like where you were placed. And we were placed in these physical bodies to move and to experience and to dance and to pick things up and to, you know, wrestle and, you know, like, just be a human. And humans, we have a lot of physical nature in our history, in our biology, and our body craves it. Believe it or not, even if you're sitting there and you're like, you know, believe me, my body doesn't crave it. Like, you don't know that it does. You don't know that it does, because you might just be sitting there and been sitting there for a long time and been in a lot of the same positions, like sitting and standing and lying down and not really anything else for years or whatever. And you might not know that your back hasn't moved like this ever. And it's like crying. It's like, please give me some freaking, you know, flexion or some oscillation, or give me some fluid, like, give me some blood, some nutrients to move right into your hips, into your, it's like, it's there. So, but again, it comes back to the process of pushing yourself past where you think you actually are. And every time you do that, you gain more self-respect, and you just gain more courage, more will, more discipline. And that's all necessary part of being a human, is having those qualities, as well, of course, the feminine and all of that. But this video is about the courage to be still in the face of stress, to embrace stress in dosages, right? Be it cold water, be it a hard workout, be it whatever. And it's like, the more you do that, the stronger you get. And I don't just mean physically. I mean, you are strengthening your spirit. And again, subconsciously, even if it's not conscious, you're just like, wow, like my life is easier because I know that I can do these things. I know that, yeah, this is challenging or this unexpected thing happened, but I know that I can overcome it. Well, that's because you spent all that time building yourself up in the little moments that builds up to this big moment where, wow, I actually really believe in myself. I actually know that I can do this. And I think that's what life is about. And again, you can push it with meditation. I really highly recommend meditation because it's like you're piercing the veil, right? If you can just slow your brain waves down and start to pierce through that operating system, you can get there really fast. And that's the but a lot of people have trouble, committing to that. But a lot of people, maybe you just have a better time starting with something like exercise to get you through the door, but to look at it as a spiritual practice. And that's all I do. Spiritual shit, physical shit, fucking philosophy, make music, and just eat stuff. So on that note, just do a hard workout for me and tell me how it was. And if you hate me, well, good. It must have been good. It must have been good. So this is just a reminder to push yourself, express that courage, and get out of your comfort zone, because you don't grow when you're just so damn cozy and comfortable and everything's perfect. A lot of times, not unfortunately, but a lot of times it's like, oh my God, really? Like, seriously? Like, yes, we do grow when we step into the unknown, and the unknown is uncomfortable, but man, that's where you step into new potentials, new timelines, new opportunities, new life, baby. Let's fucking go. Peace out now, son. Yeah.